All right, what was that?
Does it look like it's a little bit?
What is?
My hair?
No, we're actually recording right now, so.
You always do that. I always think I'm trying to get in the mood.
We got to get on with it. These things are too long. You know, hey, go like this. Go like this. There you go. Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Podcast number 4. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
Thanks for watching again.
Yes.
We've been getting so many people really enjoying the podcast, so we're continuing to do it. Brian and I didn't know how it was what it was gonna be like, but people are enjoying it. So
that is true. TANYA KENNELLY, hello, welcome.
Hi, Brian VALENTE, welcome.
That's me. Here I am.
Yeah.
Yet again, I got my. All right.
There you go. Now you're looking good. Looking good.
Okay, so this is a new studio. We've got a slightly wider view, and because we've expanded to support 3 people.
3 people,
right?
yeah.
So, what is happening now with this particular episode?
Okay, so this particular episode, we are going to have Mr. Losmandy himself. Finally, we've got him on, Brian. It's taken us some time, let me tell you, but he is going to come on. And
man, he is ornery, let me tell you. He just wants to be machining stuff.
I know. Literally, like he's bothered by it almost, it seems like. But he'll be a treat to have on.
You know he's going to see this afterwards and just
watch it. Mm-hmm, yeah, and know what we're saying about him.
Well, know what you're saying. I'm trying to be cool about it. Okay, so Scott's coming on later for the end of the show for a special presentation.
Yes.
And then he's going to answer some questions for us.
Yep.
And then what else? Next podcast, we're going to have
Jeremy Evans.
Right.
And I met Jeremy because he did curbside pickup to pick up his Losmandy mount. Right? Yeah, he just picked up a mount. And we got to talking. He's so enthusiastic about astronomy. I mean, he's been doing this since he was, I'll let him tell you his story, but I asked him to be on the podcast. He's a cameraman. And he's been part of... He's a professional cameraman and director. I think he's a director of photography by trade, right? Right. Like he does documentaries and things like that. And so he's been filming with a crew of people the documentaries of perseverance and ingenuity. He's been filming... He's one of the cameramans behind the scenes doing the documentaries. Right. So they're doing a documentary on the latest Mars rover... Right. Perseverance and the little drone, Ingenuity. Yeah. I don't know if it's a drone or a helicopter. It's a helicopter. Well, I think it's a little of both. Oh, is it? Okay. It's like a drone helicopter, but here, so you can keep talking. Here's some information we're going to show about Jeremy. Yeah, and he is also, he wants to really talk about, he's a delegate for the Dark Skies organization, and he is all about preserving dark skies for astronomy and space, Right. So this is a picture of him. There's Jeremy. There we go. Yay. And these are just some examples. So what's the story? Because you were telling me he is a camera guy by trade, right? Right. That's his job. And that he was so enthused with. Oh, look at this. Your camera's all messed up. Oh. But he was so enthused with. Space, right, and science, astronomy, all the above, that he actually went to college to study. I don't know what you study, photography, filmmaking, and in Florida near the Kennedy space station, so he could get a press pass, so he can go and take pictures and see launches. He's so enthusiastic about it. This is crazy. Look at this. Oh, what's happening here? Let's try this. Tanya. Master. What? What's happening? I don't know. Scott, you can't just get one of me. I'm going to be 2 now. That's what's happening. God, what is happening? This is crazy. Oh, there we go. Oh, there. Holy Toledo. I like the 2 of me. I felt like for a minute there, I felt like that was, oh, look, here's me. Oh, there we go. I guess I got to press it twice or something. Jeez. Look, I have to press it twice now. Oh, okay. This is going to be like a psychedelic. The psychedelic episode. It is. I love it. Yes, it is. You're like, what? Okay. Well, that looks okay. I think. Yeah. Oh, no, I gotta press it twice. Okay. Well, this is gonna be a little weird. I mean, we can't really go back. Yeah. So. No worries. At any rate, so he is. He's gonna come on next. I think we're going to film that at the end of May. So yep. And now we have. So he is also a fan of. Let
me find this here. So it's Dark Sky International Dark Sky Association.
Yes,
he's going to talk about that, right?
Yes, he's very, very, very passionate.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great listen, everybody, and a great watch. So definitely tune in. Hit that notify button so you know when new podcast and instructional videos drop on your YouTube channel. Subscribe and notify. Yeah.
Right.
So
and then we have AIC, right? We're going to talk about that. So what do you know about that? Because it got canceled last year.
Right.
AIC is the Advanced Imaging Conference.
Yes, in San Jose, California.
Yep. So
yeah,
here it is.
It's great.
Here. Right.
It's a great conference for when you're really stepping up your game in astrophotography. And so they canceled it for 2020, obviously, for the pandemic, and then 2021, just while we're kind of getting out of the pandemic. But it's usually in like later of the year. But, you know, they're not doing it this year again. It's been officially canceled. But the great news is it's May 20th and 20 to 21. May 20th.
Right, it's on that. We don't have it here.
Okay,
see, there it is.
Okay, perfect. Of 2022. So that's going to be the conference, and it's official now. So I'm sure it's going to be busy because everybody wants to get there. So get your tickets as soon as possible.
Do they sell out?
I think so. I'm almost positive, and I do believe it is limited seating, but they may have to open it up more because.
Right. So I personally. So it includes. Advanced Imaging Conference is primarily education for imagers, right?
Correct.
It has anything from acquisition to telescopes, equipment. Losmandy, we go on there, right? We demonstrate all our stuff. There's a whole room full of everybody.
All the manufacturers, yep. They're all there.
Mm-hmm. And then also, most of the reason they're there is for these educational tracks, right? I mean, you're talking about the top astro imagers in the world.
Oh yeah.
Talking about all of the techniques and things. I mean, it's really in depth and it's very, very specific.
Yes.
And the other thing I want to point out is, so you notice here it says the AIC Digital Library. I don't think I can go back to that. But the AIC Digital Library, when you sign up and you pay, you get access to the recorded episodes of the not only the conference of this year, but all the past years.
Oh, that's
great. I mean, you get hours and hours and hours of content, right?
So that is definitely worth it.
Yeah, so it's definitely worth it. And I have gone back over these a lot and just keep relearning things from past conferences.
So it's definitely worth that ticket.
I think so. I think so.
If
If you're serious about astro imaging, right?
Okay.
Then you really want to be there and learning all that stuff, and you have that access to those files are going to be there. So I mean, it's really hard for me to absorb everything what's happening there.
Right. Okay. Great.
The ability to do it.
I don't know if they have the lineup yet of who the speakers are going to be because they do have a certain, but they, like you said, they have the top of the top.
Yeah, I mean these are the guys that are
living and breathing
stuff. You know,
so
Adam Block, Rogelio, Martin Pugh. I'm gonna embarrass myself by not remembering all his names. But basically, anybody who is somebody is either there or presenting information there. So.
That's great. Great. I'm glad to see it back up. I'm excited.
Okay, so let's talk about. We got this new segment. We were going to make it a little bit more of a flourish. It's called Tea Time. Right? TANYA time.
TANYA time.
So it's like health and beauty,
lifestyle. You know. We were talking about my juicing last time. So what I wanted to do was I brought in the juicing book that I purchased. I know that there's a lot out there, but this is just juicing for beginners. It has 100 recipes in here. It's a great book. I think it's about $12 on Amazon or something. But if you want some juice recipes out there, because there are some people that took my advice, started juicing. Derek Daly in particular, shout out to you. Thanks. He started juicing after watching our podcast. Said some of his ailments have gone away, and he actually invested in a juicer himself. Golly, no, I think this is really cool.
I think it is. Well, it's just like it's like I feel like it's Home Shopping Network. So I mean,
just a little bit, just to break it up from the astronomy feel. You know, a little bit about health, lifestyle.
Okay, but you got and we did get some questions about what is the specific juicer that you use, because there's a lot of them out there.
There is, yes, and they range in many prices. I mean, remember we were looking at them. Some of them were like $500, so it gets a little crazy. I just got a compact Breville one. It was $100, and I've been really happy with it. It's not loud. It's easy to clean.
We'll put the link below.
Okay, right, yeah, easy to clean. That's a lot of people. I feel like get a little bit discouraged about it because it is a cleaning up process, right? And who likes to clean up? I
like juicing, probably not to the extent that you do, but it's always a pain in the butt to do that kind of stuff. This sounds so Home Shopping Network.
Oh my God, no! I don't want to do that.
Okay, let's just moving on. Okay. So what else is happening on Tea Time?
Tea Time, I'm starting to exercise a lot more also, so I invested in a Peloton bike.
A Peloton bike?
Yes.
Peloton. I mean, that's like top of the line stuff.
It's great. I mean, you subscribe to it and you get instructors. You can either do live or you could do just videos and everything like that. So I'm really, really, really getting into it. I'm now almost like every single day, right? When I get off work, go home, put on my clothes, jump on the bike, and just start cycling. Yeah, so it's awesome. So
Peloton bike, you're a big fan of that. Are we going to put a link in there?
I might as well. It's great. You guys,
we're not getting any money. Just to be clear, we're not getting any money from this stuff. This is not a.
No, it's just me telling you a little bit about because I don't do the astronomy, so I can't really talk about it with you guys. So I'm just telling you a little bit about my lifestyle.
I've heard you talk on the phone with people, and you straight up know astronomy. You just try to soft pedal it.
No, I do. I do know it. I mean, I've always been interested in it. So I do understand it, and I do understand our mounts and everything like that. And I understand the Gemini to an extent, not to your extent with all the third-party softwares. But I do enjoy it, and that's probably why I work here, you know, because I don't think I would want to work here if I wasn't into astronomy. So okay.
And then there was a third thing that you wanted to talk about. And that is some because I was surprised by this, some stamps.
Oh, right? Yes. Okay, so this is just a little tidbit that we do. So Scott and I always buy astronomy stamps. Okay,
yeah, hold them up a little bit.
Okay, this is first moon landing.
Just sort of.
You hold it.
There we go. Maybe I'll hold them.
So this is the first moon landing that we have now, but I'm already searching for the next.
Yeah, these are individual stamps. This is a sheet of stamps, right?
So I get one for Scott.
And they're metallic.
Yeah, these ones are. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we also get a book, and it's this book. It's called I don't even know how to say this word, philatelic or something. But so our next stamp purchase.
Philatelic. Someone please in the comments tell us how to pronounce that. PHILA. TEL. Let's just see it. Let me show it again.
Philatelic.
Yeah. Oh my God. We're a bunch of savages in here.
So the next ones that we are going to get is going to be the sun science. So I don't know if you guys knew that the post office comes out with like really neat astronomy stamps, but they do. Science.
So this magazine, quote unquote, is really, it's from the Postal Service, and it's basically, it lists out all of the various
stamps that you can buy or collect. You can buy
like ones for they have droid stamps.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah. So they usually do have some science ones. They've got ones that are what's going on that month, if it's breast cancer, things like that. So awareness stamps.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. We have a good time with. Nice. Scott used to be a big stamp collector, not anymore, but he was.
Like vintage stamps that are worth money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. We have quite a bit still. So yeah. So we kind of get into that. It's a little fun thing in the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about now?
It's ready to go.
It's not ready to go? Does she need to take a break? Tanya, take a break, and I'm going to...
Okay, could you do me a favor, Brian? I want to talk about your observatory talk with Brian. But I also want you to mention how you got your ZWO Facebook image.
I got the same list that you do right here.
Okay, gosh, all right. I'll be right back.
Okay, Tanya has to go. Like, there's a customer waiting, and then literally, Scott's like, get over there and, solve this problem for this customer. So that's how it's going to be. But I want to talk briefly about a couple things. So first, I did win an image of the Week award. It's not a huge deal, but on the ZWO Facebook page, this was an image I did in Chile of the Tarantula Nebula, and also this is the Tarantula Nebula, kind of here, and then this is the kind of the half of the Large Magellanic Cloud. But this was a great image to take. Again, this is the Chile telescope that I have. This is the wide field, so it's a Stellar View 80 with the giant full frame ASI 6200 6200 one-shot color camera. And it's just, I mean, it's, you know, it's like something like what, 60 megapixels, something like that. So it's like equivalent to the Sony A7R 4, right? It's just basically the highest it's equivalent to the highest resolution full frame camera you can buy right now in real world. So, you know, when I zoom in, you can see all this stuff that's going on, and I hope this is going to translate well. It looks kind of bad on my thing, but you know, here's the Tarantula Nebula, and you just got all this tremendous amount of detail, just sort of zooming in. And I love that we can see these sort of this nebulosity that's surrounding some of these things. We've got some star clusters here and here. Up here, we got a little bit of a star cluster. And again, I mean, this is like, you know, this is pretty far zoomed in. So this is just really an impressive camera. And that's going to bring me into my image for the new image that's for this particular podcast episode. And that is this one here. This is 6726. Whoops. Let me do it again. I don't know why I keep doing that. But this is, so this is kind of a mission nebula. This is a very typical kind of image where you see a lot of this, you know, hydrogen gas that's floating around. And it just creates these amazing dust clouds if you can really be able to image them. And then, of course, zooming in, you've got these stars in the background. This is actually 6726 in here, sorry, it's now it takes a moment for it to kind of render itself, but it's backlighting these gases, and because the stars are, you know, they're burning hot and they're blue, they've got all kinds of detail in here. I love the fact that right here, it's a great target, by the way. You got a nice, really nice star cluster. And or globular cluster rather, and then down here, which I just noticed this recently, sort of, I don't know why it's taken so long, but you have a nice sort of face-on spiral galaxy right here. So it's a really spectacular target, and you know, this is the kind of thing where you benefit from the really dark skies, because that kind of nebulosity is just so faint that it's hard to sort of extract it from the background. So again, I'm using the star net technique where you sort of take the image, you remove all the stars, you kind of work on enhancing the nebulosity kind of thing, and then you integrate it back in. But it's a really, really nice way to do this. I'm having a gas with this wide field.
I was going to ask you, was this with the stellar view?
Yeah, so this is still the stellar view. Okay. This is, there we go. There you go. But the Chile telescope, so my Chile telescope, we returned the 17-inch telescope. We upgraded it to the 20-inch.
20-inch, right.
It's arriving this week.
No way.
So we may not have an image of the week next time.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. But we're going to go through the installation process. So if I'm thoughtful enough, I'll try to take some pictures, or at least have some pictures taken. I'm not down in Chile right now, but it's a giant telescope, right?
Oh,
we're gonna we're going to try to piggyback the 80 on top of it, so we can do wide field and sort of deep space imaging at the same time, and just we'll see how it goes.
Wow, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So that's what's shaking. What is next we're going to talk about here? Oh my God, and I'm not prepared for this next topic. Okay,
so at the cost of going remote?
No, I'm not going to. I think we talked enough about
it. Oh, did you? Okay, I was gone. Thanks, everybody. Sorry.
Did you get that thing out for the customer, by the way?
It was pallets for
a pallet of gear.
It was pallets of mounts. Yes.
Wow.
I am telling you, it is Losmandy mount time.
It sounds like they're actually moving that pallet right now, like right next to us. Yeah, I can't see what's going on.
I know. So yeah, we needed to get those pallets out. We need to just move boxes, you know, at this time.
Right.
Yeah, we're just trying to get them out as quickly as possible, or our warehouse will be full. We don't want that. So, this was, you know how we have that tea time segment, and then we do your observatory. We're gonna start doing a astronomy word or astronomy term or phrase.
Right.
Every podcast.
Right.
And
we're gonna totally blow it this first time because I meant to bring
Oh no, I know we were gonna bring the.
I was gonna bring. I had a. I bought a celestial sphere.
It's beautiful.
Which is a super cool thing. So it shows sort of there's a little model of the Earth.
Okay.
And then there's sort of a model of the celestial sphere around it.
Is it glass?
It's plastic.
It's plastic. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think glass. I'd break it in about 2 seconds. So. Right. But I had the celestial sphere. Yes, and to this episode's astronomical term or phrase is
Gemini meridian / celestial equator.
I don't know why we have the word Gemini, but it's celestial equator is the thing, right? And oftentimes it's talked about the intersection of the meridian and the celestial equator.
Right. Yes.
So, yes, the celestial equator. So, the meridian intersecting with the celestial equator. Like, why does that come up a lot? And kind of more importantly, where is it? And this is the part where the, this celestial sphere globe thing would have come in real handy. But I'm going to give it a shot here, okay? So, first of all, the question, you hear about this a lot. Go to the intersection of the meridian and the celestial equator. Kind of where is that? So, first of all, the reason that is important is because that is the intersection where it is the ideal place to measure star movement. And why is that? Well, first of all, when you talk about the meridian, you talk about it goes through north to south. Wherever you're standing, you sort of look directly south, you look directly north, and draw an imaginary line through the middle of that. That goes through the zenith, right?
Okay, right, yeah.
So the idea is that we're trying to avoid places that are too close to the horizon where there's a lot of atmospheric disturbances, and it's going to have a lot of just kind of clogging things up.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to probably roast me in the description, which is okay. You got a better version of this. I'm 100% down for talking about that.
We enjoy the comments, definitely.
So, at any rate, you have the meridian where we're trying to avoid things that are too low in the horizon, too close to the horizon. And that's usually pretty easy to find because, again, just wherever you're standing, just look north, turn around 180 degrees, look south, imagine a imaginary line that goes through your zenith. Okay. Right? Okay. And that is...
And you're just going up.
Yeah, just go
instead of great
so
explanation.
Draw a line for yourself from north to south, and that is the meridian. Everybody has the same meridian because we all somewhere on the earth and on the globe, and we all have north and south. So that's going to be that's usually the easiest notion to have.
Okay, great explanation.
The problem comes when we talk about the celestial equator. Right, and folks don't quite know where that is. We talk about it as being declination equal to 0, and a lot of times people think that means the zenith, or that means 0 degrees altitude, which is sort of at the horizon is kind of how people think about it.
Okay,
but it doesn't really work that way. So the celestial equator, if you can imagine, this is the part where I need my globe. But if you can imagine a globe, right? So everyone's seen the globe. And our Earth is it rotates on its side slightly.
Correct.
Right? So it kind of goes around.
Yes.
And it does wobble a bit. There's precession, but we're not going to kind of get into that. But everybody can look at a globe and see where the equator of the globe is.
Right.
Okay. So that goes around, and it's right in the middle where everything's hot and tropical and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So the celestial equator is essentially, if you imagine our equator going all the way out into space. Okay. Conceptually, right? Out into infinity, into the stars, that actually is the celestial equator. It's essentially mirrored of our equator.
Right? Okay.
So when you think about that, then you realize that in order for us to find the intersection of the meridian, which is easy, right? We just got to figure out kind of where is that celestial equator. Okay. Right. So for us, we're here in the northern hemisphere. Okay. Right, and of course the Earth's equator, or the celestial equator, same thing, right? Right. Is south of us, right? So we know it's going to be somewhere south. Okay. And there's a trick to know kind of how far south it is. So what you do is you take your latitude.
Okay, that's what I was going to suggest.
Right. So we're at 34 degrees,
okay.
right? And essentially you're going to go from the zenith, you're going to go off that number of degrees.
Okay.
If it's your sort of in the northern hemisphere, it's going to go south, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going to go north.
Okay.
So we were which way is north around here?
North is that it's over there. It's right there.
I literally think you just made that up. Okay,
no, because when Scott and I have put the telescope out, he does it right there.
In the
that's
back.
Why I know.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah, so that's why.
Okay. So let's just if north, I'm just going to say it's
like. You're going to be in trouble with me in just a minute. Second guessing me. You say I know things and then you say that.
Well, I mean, okay, that's fair. You do know that. I'm just not I'm not as familiar with the shop. My bad.
I'm literally geographically challenged. So when I actually said that, I knew it, and then you said, I'm like, wait, maybe I'm wrong. But I know that Scott, when he does set it up, it's right there.
Okay, I'm an idiot. That's true. You're fair. You're right. I want to acknowledge that. So, but it turns out that it's actually directly at this camera, right?
Okay.
So here's the meridian.
Right.
Right. So that's north, and then behind me is south. So, and of course the zenith is directly above me.
Okay.
So what I would do is go 34 degrees off the zenith, north.
Okay.
And that's where the intersection of this meridian, which goes straight through this, and the equator is going to be. Right. So again, that simple technique of just taking your latitude.
Right. And
either it's going from the zenith and subtracting it, or I guess going off of the zenith by your latitude is going to put you right at the intersection of the meridian and the celestial equator.
Got it.
Now it's a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to remember that. Once you sort of figure it out, it's very easy.
Is that where that celestial sphere that you have, that plastic thing, is that what that comes in handy?
It's a little easier to sort of visualize it, yeah.
Got it, okay.
So, but the thing is, there are also better ways to find it sort of automatically.
Okay.
So, and I gotta change this real quick.
All right.
So, one is you can use PhD.
Okay.
The open source guiding software. So it also has a drift alignment feature in it. So if you want to drift align to do your polar alignment, you can do that. I personally don't use that. I use Polemaster, right? So,
right. That's right. Okay.
SharpCap or something like that.
Right.
But it's got a nice feature that if you engage the drift align, the first thing we'll say is you can press a button to slew to the kind of right place.
And the drift aligns in the PhD, you just said,
right?
Right.
It's a feature. It's a feature of the PhD, right?
Okay.
So, but you push the button, and it will actually slew to the intersection of the meridian and the celestial equator.
Oh, okay.
So not many people know that, but that's where they want. That's where they want you to be sort of measuring for your drift align.
Drift align. Okay. Right.
Which, by the way, I don't think I ever mentioned this, but in addition to the meridian and sort of avoiding the horizons, sort of east or west, the celestial equator is where there is the most star movement, right? Because that's the equator. That's where the Earth is spinning the fastest, right?
Okay.
So that is important.
A lot of activity.
Well, what you don't want to do is you don't want to be aiming someplace in the sky where there isn't a lot of star movement. So, for example, here in the northern hemisphere, if you go the opposite direction, let's say you're going to calibrate your guider by pointing somewhere near the North Pole, there's almost no star movement there. So the problem that's going to happen is you're going to do this calibration and it's going to be kind of funky, and then you're going to get terrible guiding.
Okay. Good tip. Really good tip. Okay.
So PhD's Drift Align has a button which says, slew there. Also, PEMPRO, which is the periodic error correction software from Ray Graylack. It's a great piece of software. I use it. But it also has a built-in calibration wizard that's designed to sort of walk you through the process of, getting ready to do the data collection for periodic error correction. And in that wizard, one of the first things that happens is you are going to press a button, and it's going to slew to the intersection of the meridian and the celestial equator.
Okay.
So there are a couple really easy, and we'll put some links to the software down below, right?
Please,
but I mean, that's a couple really easy ways to find it. And then once you kind of see where your telescope is pointed, you're going to get more comfortable with like, oh yeah, I guess that's where the equator is, and I see sort of the kind of where it is, and then it helps a lot of folks that are new to astronomy or astroimaging get a little bit more familiar with kind of where they are on our planet and the night sky and so forth.
Very nice. Okay. That's a great explanation. I actually even understood that. Trust me, sometimes, you remember I told you, like, space is a lot of information. Sometimes my brain just goes black, it's just like a lot. So, but you explained it very well. Thank you. I didn't go black.
All right. That's
good. My brain did not.
What's if your brain does go dark, what look are you going to give me? Are you going to say like, what?
Yeah.
But, so I'm sorry. So if I had my celestial sphere, and maybe I'll put a link to it. So I did buy it off of Amazon. It wasn't cheap. And it came in about a week or two, but it's cool.
It is cool.
It really works.
It's really cool.
You've seen this thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. You sent me a picture of it, and I thought it was cool. Like I would put it. I actually have a globe in my house as a, what do you call it? Like an accessory, a home accessory or something. So that would look like a home accessory.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I want to lead into one more topic. This is a topic for you.
Okay.
But we've gotten a lot of questions about this. And I suspect we will continue to get a lot of questions, that our products, in particular the mounts, right, have this huge lead time, and it's just taking, and it seems like that lead time is not even terribly accurate. So my question to you is, why are orders taking so long? Because customers ask about this, right? Why are orders taking so long?
Right.
Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
And is it going to get, when is it going to get better?
Yeah. That's a great question. I wish I had a solid answer for it. It's just right now, the Losmandy mounts are just in very high demand, more so than they have in the past. Okay, I'm going to contribute that to the podcast.
Are you saying?
Just kidding.
Are you saying that people buy more mounts for the?
Because of the podcast. No, I'm just teasing.
Are you sure the podcast isn't like mount prevention systems?
Right. So, but they are just, it's, as you guys know, we make everything here in Burbank in our CNC shop, and just the demand for the mounts is very high right now. And and it keeps growing. So we are shipping daily. I mean, we are really trying.
I saw, well, here, that was, when we
Pallets,
got interrupted there. Mm-hmm. Right. So we're shipping all the time, but we're just getting more orders than we are able to ship out on a daily basis. So you're saying, is the lead time going up or is it going down?
Right now, it's still going up.
What's the current lead time for our new mount?
I'm going to say 2 to 3 months, closer to 3. Hopefully, we can get to 2. But right now, it's about 3 months. And that's a first time in a long time since I've been here. Okay,
so if someone buys a mount today.
If they put an order in today.
Put an order in today.
Yeah. If they go onto our online store, you can buy the mount. I suggest paying with a credit card, because then that authorization will drop off. Your mount, it stays in the queue though. If you do call to get an update, try to wait at least a couple months to find, give us a couple months. And then if you want an update, you can call, give me your date that you placed your order, because we are just filling orders by date.
And what about the order? I assume you give them the order. They call in and have the order number as well, right?
Yeah, you can have the order number, but start with the date, because I'm just going through the list, and instead of going through a name, I can just go straight to that date, because we're just going down the date list.
Got it.
Yeah, so it kind of puts me in that area.
Okay, but it's like within the date, like, whenever whoever ordered the mount first gets the first shipment, and then you go to the next one.
Exactly.
And so forth, right?
Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay. Just filling them, as date placed.
Okay, so what happens? Because a couple of people have called in. They said it's you said 8 to 10 weeks, and now it's 10 weeks. It's 11 weeks. What do you have to say about that?
I'm sorry. I'm honestly giving the best estimated delivery time at that time that I currently know. We have hired more people to help with the demand. So we just did. Yeah,
we've got some people we're bringing on board in training, and they're helping with building mounts faster.
Yes, right? Yes. So hopefully we do get back to that 2 to 3 months. Like I said, hopefully we start seeing some things happening a little bit quicker now that we have more people on board.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the good news out there, is that we are hiring people to help us get these out to you guys quicker.
Right, but in fairness, you're saying it's going to get longer before it gets shorter.
It's possible. I'm hoping not for everybody, but it might.
Okay.
I just right now I'm saying 3 months.
Well, so earlier I heard you talking to our anodizer, and because anodizing is a specialized process. We don't do that here, but there's a guy sort of down the road, I guess,
yep.
right?
Yeah, we have an anodizer.
And they're taking longer now too, right?
Yeah, turnaround times with some of the vendors that we use, suppliers, are taking a little bit longer. You know, what used to be 1 to 2 days turnaround is taking a couple weeks now.
Right, and that specific example was the anodizer, right?
Yes, yeah. So just things are opening back up. So, you know, everybody's kind of moving and grooving now, so.
One other question. I don't mean to sort of put you on the spot here.
Okay, I
kind of do mean to put you on the spot.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of things have gotten more expensive. Groceries, gas around here, by the way, is like $4.50 a gallon.
Yeah, $4.50 a gallon.
$4.70 a gallon I've gotten, and this is like just regular unleaded, using a credit card
special.
kind of thing, right? So I mean, it's getting really high, and I'm not sure why, because
they said something that they were. I saw something in the CNN. There was something going on with the gas, so gas prices are expected to go down again.
Well, yeah, they had the pipeline that had sort of been shut down by ransomware, but I thought that was all the East Coast, right?
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
Whatever happens, like California gas always goes up. Like, you know, the bird lands on a branch and the price of gas goes
During
up.
the pandemic, remember the price? It was like $2.89. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Because nobody was driving. I was like loving it.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of our stuff, inflation. What's happening with our mounts and our mount pricing?
So the current mount price, the mount prices are currently, but there may be some changes in the future. They may have to go up a little bit. Because, I mean, everything is going up. Our anodizing cost is going up. They just increased all of our anodizing. In
metal.
Metal is going crazy. Yes. Everything. Stainless steel is, it used to be, remember Scott and I, we were just talking about it yesterday. Stainless steel used to be like $1.50. Now it's $4 something, so things are really, really getting up there in price. So if you do see a price increase, it's only just to cover the extra costs that we're having to absorb right now.
Okay, so can we? I'm asking you. So right now, the price is still the same.
Yes, if you have a mount order in the queue right now, your mount will stay that price. There will not
even if there's a price increase.
Even if there's a price increase. Okay. If I increase the price in or Scott decides to increase the price in 3 months, and it goes to, let's say, $35.95, your mount order that you have in the queue today will not increase.
Did you just literally say the price increase?
No, that was an example. That was an example.
Okay.
All right. I'm just exampling.
Because now everyone's going to know they're going to write that down and then compare it to future. So just FYI.
I know. I just threw it out there, but So.
Okay. So current orders are safe. If somebody places an order today or in the next few days, that's all going to be the same price, right?
Yes.
Definitely. And are we going to give people some advance notice if there's a price increase? Because it sounds like there is going to be a price increase coming up, right? At some point.
Yes. So I don't know how Scott will want to handle that. We haven't really talked about that quite yet. But that's a good question. I mean, I guess we should weigh out if we should announce that it's coming. Get your amount. Fall increase. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like we should. I mean, if people are thinking about it and want to, get
maybe pull the trigger now. Yeah, pull the trigger now to save a little bit of money. So.
Okay, so that's that.
Yep. Done. I don't want to talk about. I talk about lead times all day long, and it's just like, oh gosh, I stress about it. I tell you.
But so the last thing I want to mention though is that lead time is an estimate, right? It's not a commitment. So we've had a couple folks who have made comments about they want to. They're anticipating going to a dark site, they're
travel plans,
travel plans, stuff like that.
Definitely.
And you have said to me, don't make any plans until you'll get a call from us and we'll give you a shipping confirmation, and then at that point, you can be comfortable.
Yeah. as that estimated delivery time that we give you when you first place your order, so like right now it's 2 to 3 months, give us those couple of months, okay, to get to at least where we can have a better estimate for you. At that time, we'll be able to say, oh, it looks like you're going to be in the next batch run, so that's going to be in 3 weeks. So then you could start really planning. Then you have a little bit of time. But give us that 2 to 3 months lead time first because as we kind of as you climb the ladder, I guess we could say, as you climb the ladder, I'll be able to give you a better estimate.
Okay, so you're saying is if someone places an order, and let's say it's a 2-month estimate, wait 2 months, then contact us.
If you haven't heard from me yet.
And do contact us. You
Please.
know, we're not saying don't, right?
Yeah.
Give it the time and then check in, and you will get a more accurate estimate, whether it's going to hit that 2 months or whether it's going to be a little bit longer or something else.
Exactly. Yeah. So we appreciate your patience. We really do. Everybody's been great. Right. So really, really have been. So we appreciate it. Definitely.
Okay. So we have a guest appearance now. Are you gonna ring the magic bell here?
Ring the bell.
What does that bell say?
Well, it says ring for drink. Okay.
You have to hold it a little closer to you.
Oh, hold it closer. Oh.
Yeah. See, it says ring to drink.
Ring for drink. Okay. And part of Scott's appearance is he's going to be making us. I wonder if he can hear me. Can you hear me?
Nothing's happening. In fact, everything just went quiet.
I know. That's probably why he can hear it. When all the machines go off, oh my gosh.
Did he leave?
Actually, he's like, I'm not doing this thing.
Scott!
Sounds like a fire alarm. Someone need a drink?
Woohoo! Yes, please. Yay! Scott's coming on finally. I'm so excited.
Here is the man of the. Here, let's give him a little. There we go. Here comes Scott.
Yay! I put those right on there for you. Oh, and let me make some room.
We have like one song. Here is the man, the legend.
Hi.
That he is.
Look at this. We even have a look at this, a close up for you, Scott. I can't believe. Yeah.
That's scary.
It takes me like hours to get ready for this. You just walk on set and you're looking good.
You start as soon as you get in, and then at 4 o'clock you're ready to go.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What is happening here?
Wow, look at this. Scott, so what are you making? What cocktail are you making?
I'm going to make a martini.
Okay. Is it a special martini?
Well, it's a martini with slightly modified.
Okay.
It's still a martini.
Okay, but this is going to be like a Scott martini.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so you're going to walk us through the process.
Yes. So what we do here is we.
Oh, by the way, we have our little POV camera, right?
Oh yeah.
So don't forget about that, right? So Tanya, you're going to operate that.
Sounds good.
So we take our little mixer.
Okay. Now, is this? I know that you're a vintage collector. Is this a vintage?
Yes, an aluminum.
Okay.
Shaker.
Okay.
From the 50s. Then what I do is I have sapphire, Bombay sapphire.
Okay.
But this is a mixture of Bombay sapphire and Tanqueray, so it's half and half.
Got it.
Did you pre-mix it? Because that's just a
Yes,
bottle
this is
there.
pre-mixed.
Okay.
Just because when Brian called me on the phone earlier, he said that I had a very short amount of time to actually perform this duty.
He knows what he's doing.
He's very controlling.
I think what I was saying was like, don't just chug it from the bottle.
Oh, is that what I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
Like you normally do.
So then I have some vermouth.
Okay.
Now this vermouth is from France, not the Italian stuff. So
French vermouth.
French vermouth. I find it good. I'm just going to actually.
Is it sweet vermouth?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. No, it's just regular dry vermouth. A little bit of that.
I missed that. How much went in there?
Oh, just a little bit. That can vary.
Okay.
Usually about a capful.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add a little bit of olive juice.
Okay.
And what's in that? What is that? Olives, like olive and onions there?
Yes.
Oh.
So I will show you that in a second. Then what I do is I use these nice thermos glass-lined
That is
boxes.
old school. That is super old school.
Of course, his vintage.
Because what it does is it holds the ice for 4 to 5 days before it'll even think of melting.
How old is that? How old is that?
Oh,
thermos?
this is probably from the 60s.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Okay.
And then we put it in there and we cap it.
Okay.
Okay, there's an old shaker, right?
I like this podcast. I have not had one of his special martinis yet.
I should mention, this is the only way we can get Scott on the podcast, right?
Exactly.
He doesn't know what's happening next. We got other plans for him, so.
Well, I won't care in a few minutes. So then what we'll do is we'll take...
It's tough.
It's a tough crowd.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my glasses here from 1924.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
Wow. Okay, hang on. I want to get a close-up of
They're
these
all
here.
they're glass with a hollow stem.
Okay, that's what's so
beautiful.
special,
Yeah.
the hollow stem. Okay, beautiful.
Now, is a hollow stem, like, is that an unusual thing?
Yeah, especially on glass. You can get it in plastic nowadays, but glass, nah.
Wow. And sorry, when were these made?
1924.
Oh my God. So these are like super legit.
Yeah.
And you spilled martini everywhere.
Everywhere, it's okay. It cleans. Look at that, how clean that is. Takes everything right off. So now,
I think you took the finish off the table.
it's not really wood. Wait a second. So now I have.
Ooh, your little mixture here. Okay.
So what we have here is.
Tanya, make sure to get that.
We have pimento,
Okay.
cocktail onion.
Okay.
Then I take a pimento olive,
Okay.
gut it, and stuff it with goat cheese.
Yum.
That's
'Cause-
goat cheese?
Yes, because you can get blue cheese, but the blue cheese is a little bit too powerful, I think, for a martini. Now, a martini should only be gin, not vodka, so please don't write in going, well, why isn't it vodka? It's just not supposed to be. So,
Wow.
so these are made special
Very nice.
By you,
by me.
right?
What are the things on the?
The little skewers.
Oh, they're little cocktail skewers.
Oh,
There are
cute.
little olives on that
Oh,
one.
okay. That's
Tanya,
what
you
I thought
gotta
they
take
were.
a
And a little
look where
shaker.
you're
Sorry,
aiming at.
And a little shaker.
Oh, look at
On
the
that.
shaker. That is so cute, Scott.
There.
What, are those from the 1920s too?
No, those are from 2021.
Oh, brand new?
Yeah.
It's not very often that you see brand new stuff in his house.
I know.
You know?
But sometimes you just can't get the right things.
That's right.
So, here you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Scott.
Okay, try that.
I appreciate
Cheers.
that. All right. I'll be a taste tester.
Cheers to everybody
Cheers
out
to
there.
everybody.
Cheers. Yeah.
Oh,
I got to run this thing, so I can't really.
Yeah.
Tanya, what do you
That
think?
is, it's good. Very good. Probably one of the best martinis we've ever had.
Yeah.
Don't spill
So
it.
Scott and I, you know, we don't have a lot of time to talk in the shop because we're both working. You know, he's machining,
Or
and
she's
so,
doing makeup.
or doing hair and makeup. But so we used to, about once every couple weeks, we would go to this place called the Blue Room in Burbank, and it's
The Blue Room.
the Blue Room. Yeah,
Is it still there?
it still is here. Yeah. And it's in a lot of movies. It's in a lot of movie
It
sets. So
opened,
it
opened in 48.
it's
Really?
beautiful.
Wow.
It is absolutely beautiful.
So
it's
that's
kind
like
of a dive
62 years, 63 years has been around.
Yeah.
What?
A lot more than that.
Oh, you're right. It's like
70.
70.
Yeah. But let me tell you,
I blew it.
it's a beautiful bar. It's kind of, you kind of think of it as a dive bar on the outside, and then you walk in, it's just gorgeous.
And all the furniture is turquoise
Yes.
everywhere.
Wow.
So we used to go there before the pandemic and have martinis, and once a month, so we could just talk, you know, just not talk
Right.
shop, you know, like, hey, let's get to the bottom of some stuff, you know, let's figure some things out.
And Scott, is this martini? Is this inspired by this place, or is this just happens to be that you have martini? And
No, this is after drinking lots of martinis. This is what I came up. The mixture that I
this is the
enjoy.
Scott Special Martini,
Yes.
and does it have a name?
Scott Special Martini.
But this is
I feel like you just ripped that off.
I'm
just
drunk
named the
already. Are
drink.
you kidding?
You just named the drink,
The
basically.
Scott Special Martini.
Yeah.
This is-
So this is our first martini since the pandemic. So yay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's awesome martini. I haven't had one since.
And you guys are gonna swill this down because we do have. So Scott, we do have some questions for
Okay.
you, right?
Yes, we
Bring
do.
them on.
So
And they'll sound better each time. Okay. What I'm saying. Answers will be just really good.
now this is gonna be This is recorded, right? So I mean, we can't escape your ansers. So
Right.
whatever you say, like remember
Yeah.
that.
Love you.
Try to remember that. Okay. So because I have some questions from
Okay.
customers that
Okay.
we talked about. You know, I put something out to our user forum.
I have a couple
from
questions
that.
for him, just some things that I think are interesting about Scott. And,
Okay.
You know,
You want to
so-
start?
Yeah. My thing's still up there. Okay. My handy dandy paper.
Do you actually you wrote them down? Nice.
I have to.
Okay.
Okay, Scott, you started out as just a general machining shop in Hollywood, hence Hollywood General Machining.
Yes.
All right. And you decided to go into astronomy. How did it go into astronomy, just from a general machining shop?
Well, it was a hobby. So.
Okay.
And I was a member of the LAAS, and I was looking at telescope mounts they had there, and.
Sorry, you're a member of what?
LAAS, Los Angeles
Astronomical Society. I got it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I was looking at mounts there, and nothing was great. And one of the guys, well, the thing was back in the 80s, late 70s, all you had were fork mount,
right?
Old Cave-Estrella mounts. That was pretty much it. There wasn't much out there.
Right.
And so a friend of mine, Steve Kofeld, he said, well, why don't you make something better than that? And so that's what started the...
So the challenge?
Yeah.
You stepped up to the challenge?
Pretty much.
And started...
Was it kind of a dare? I mean...
No, you just said it, and I was like, okay, I think I will then. And that's how the whole mount started, and the dovetails followed with the mounts, because there were so many brands of telescopes out there to make rings for them all, and everything was just easier to make this quick change system.
Right.
And so that followed.
And people stuck to the Losmandy style D series.
That's how the D plate came about, right? It became kind of a standard.
Yeah.
Because nobody had dovetail plates on it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was nothing. And then Vixen came in with their system probably 15, 17 years later.
Which is a lighter weight version, right? Because in the
they make smaller scopes.
Yeah, but in the stills world, we have the now I'm going to forget. I wanted to say Manfrotto, but that's not it. But it's there's a standard plate, and of course I can't think of it.
Arc Swiss?
Arc Swiss.
Okay.
So Arc Swiss was kind of that standard.
You're actually smart too. Wow.
I try to be sometimes. Hey Scott, where is North here? Oh.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, let's just move on. Arc Swiss, though.
Where did you say North was?
There.
You're right.
Yes.
I didn't want to point just in case you were wrong.
One for
She is
Tanya.
correct.
Well, so at any rate, but in the stills world, there's Arc Swiss, and you were saying that in the astronomy world, when you were starting this, there wasn't a standard plate, and you basically invented it.
Yes. Yeah. They were just all hard mounted to the mounts themselves.
Oh, I see.
There was.
Oh.
The saddle plates had holes, and they'd make their rings, and it bolted to it.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So. Because in photography, in large format photography, you just, everything was built together, right? You just have the cameras on the rails, and you plop it on there, and you move it around, but it was one piece, right? There wasn't the idea that things moved on and off.
Right.
And here you are 40 years later.
I know.
And we are...
God, how time flies.
And your mounts are in high demand, let me tell you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
No.
Yes. Get back to work, you.
Yeah. Well, this is the best thing to have right before you go back and work in power machinery.
Good.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yeah. Not happening.
And then no more mounts were ever made.
Right.
Nothing ever comes out again.
Some old lefty over there.
We know that's not true. He has all of his fingers, so yes. So
I want to ask a question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no.
Because we're sort of, we're kibitzing and talking about all this stuff, but there's some hard hitting questions that people want answered. Okay, you ready for this, Scott?
I'm ready.
So let me ask you this: the Titan mount, which is, can you briefly talk? What is the Titan mount?
Well, it's just our largest mount. We used to make up to, a few years ago, and
it was a beast, right? I mean, it's huge.
And so we were getting more into the modular type mount. So I shrunk it down a little bit to make it more modular. So we stopped making the Titan. And if we get enough demand for it, I would bring it back. I don't know if there's demand for that size mount anymore.
Okay, so because the question was, are we going to bring, is there plans to release another Titan? And I think what you're saying is, so we're not making it now. Right? We're focused on G8, GM811,
G11,
G11T, which is the Titan RA, right? The most important part of it. So we don't have any current plans to make this, but if there's demand, I mean, we could turn on the machines. We've got all the plans. We've got all the parts. And
we
everything.
have all the drawings and programs.
Knock that thing out, right?
Yes.
That's
okay.
What happened.
Here's another question. There was some discussion about kind of just using technology, like what sorts of technology and things like that, and then there's a whole bunch of people sort of piled on asking about encoders, right? Absolute encoders, various sorts of things to improve accuracy, things like that.
Right.
So, is Losmandy considering looking at encoders as a sort of a step in technology forward?
Yes, we're looking into it. It's a little bit more difficult than on other mounts because we try to make everything fit existing mounts out there. So whoever has a mount, you don't have to worry about buying another mount to be a part that fits onto it. So we're looking into ways to do that, and something also reasonable. Because yes, you can go out there right now.
Reasonably priced, right?
Yeah. Because you can go out there right now and buy $6,000, $7,000 encoders with no problem.
Right.
And stuff,
I'm not aware of a $6,000 or $7,000 in absolute encoder mount that will support the kind of weight that we're talking about.
Exactly.
I don't.
By the time you're done, you have a $12,000 mount.
Right.
And it's just way out of realm. So we're looking into it and trying to find a proper solution to it.
Yeah, Scott's way of thinking around his mounts is like he just said, he doesn't want to outdate his mounts. He wants to be able to add it on to all the existing people out there. So that's one of the value adds to the Losmandy mount.
And we're talking about Scott like he's not here, right? But he's right over there.
Oh, he's over here. Yes. Okay.
Oh, I'm still
I
there.
just have to look at it.
We stare at each other all day. We don't eat anymore.
Now I can feel the tension.
Today I literally was like, he's been machining a lot lately, and so I haven't really seen him. Like, I haven't really talked to him. So today I wanted to sit and chit chat with him a little bit. So I took all my work over in front of him while he was assembling some stuff, just so I could talk to him a little bit. I had to get
right.
Yeah.
So I just want to sort of finish this off. So yes, we are looking at encoders.
Yes.
And I think the other thing that I think you were kind of getting at, which is if somebody owns or buys a mount today, a Gemini 2 system, be it a GM811, G11, whatever, that your plan, or at least your aspiration, is that they will be able to use something like this in the future.
Yes. It'll be a bolt-on, and I mean, that's the only way we would do it. I would not do it if it
cannot be upgraded.
If it can't be upgraded onto a mount that's out there now, I won't do it.
Okay.
So it has to fit onto mounts that exist.
Right, because that's a very important and staid philosophy here. I mean, we get people, I think we talked about this, we got mounts coming in from like 1995 that are Celestron brand that we're upgrading, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild.
That's what he stands behind. It's great.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to talk about with Scott?
This is a question that I wanted to ask Scott, because I want a lot of the people out there, all of our consumers, to know about him. Is that he comes to work every single day, but what is your favorite thing to do while you're here at work?
I like to just go back and machine.
I know. I mean, that's your I mean, if he could just machine, he would be happy all day long, but he does have other things to do, like dealing with, plans and things like that, with electronics and all that kind of stuff. But that's what he really does. And like we've mentioned, he's very, very hands-on. So still, what he loves to do most.
Yes.
And then a drink.
And then drinking.
Yeah. By the way, I see your martinis are pretty full here. So
I know.
I'm going slowly.
Oh, I see.
So
working up past the sander to the lathe.
Exactly.
Sort of thing. Okay, so do we have anything else we want to talk about today? Is that it?
Well, I always like to tell people, keep watching our podcast. Sign up for the newsletter.
From our website.
Yep, on the website. Stay tuned for the next one. We're having Jeremy Evans on.
Jeremy's coming for the next one. That's going to be probably later this month, right?
Yes. Yep. And leave your comments and any suggestions that you guys have. If you guys want some video, instructional videos that you would like Brian, Scott, or myself to do. It's mainly Brian and Scott to do those. I don't do much.
I was going to say that was an interesting offer there.
I mean,
if you want to do them, I'm totally fine with you doing them. Good.
I just like to throw myself in there. You know me. So leave your comments because we we do read them. We like them. We want to put out videos that you guys want to watch. So that's why we're doing this. It's for you guys.
Right. That is true. So let's call it.
Yeah.
We're going to play a little outro
music. Thank you, Scott. It was great having you on. Cheers.
Yay.
Thanks,
cheers,
everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Have a great day.
Aww. Are you going to pound that thing now?
Right. Slam it down to the pass. Well, that was fun, Scott. You did great. I loved you making the martini. You look so good. And you did so well in the microphone. You did good etiquette. Right. Yes, you did good. Thank you. That was fun.